Aquaman is very successful at the box office right now, and a lot of people, audiences, and the public seem to enjoy the movie. So its director, James Wan's got to be happy about that, right? And I'm sure he is. But one thing he is unhappy about was the snub when it comes to the visual effects nominations, the short list for the visual effects nominations for the Oscars. Aquaman was omitted, but all these other movies, many of whom I don't think really had, like, impressive special effects by today's standards, or at least more impressive than what was in Aquaman, did get nominated. And James Wan has said so. He said, this is a travesty, a crime, basically. Those weren't his exact words. Let me read you what his exact words were. I'll read like a little bit of it. He actually said a lot and with like a Facebook like post, and there were comments and replies and stuff. I'll post that on the screen. I don't want to read all of that for you, but let's introduce it a bit. On his official Facebook account, Wan posted a short message in light of the release of Aquaman. Since then, people have been flocking to his page to send congratulatory messages, and one of the latest came from visual effects supervisor for the film, Kelvin McEwen, I don't know how to say that, who congratulated the director for a job well done. The pair previously worked on 2015's Furious 7. I think that was the first time James Wan had directed like a blockbuster kind of movie, was Furious 7. Before that, I think he'd done mostly horror. Wan then responded to the message by calling McEwen and his team the, quote, unsung heroes of the project, and saying that it is a, quote, disgrace that their peers in the Academy aren't recognizing that. And I'll put, the part of the exchange, I'll edit it in behind me so you can see it. I'm not going to read all of it. But, that is a travesty. I do think that part of it might be, Disney bias. I think half the movies nominated are Disney. And, Marvel movies, which are also Disney movies, which says to me that the bias against DC movies isn't just in the public and the media, it's also in the entertainment industry itself, which is unfortunate. Because, if all three of those segments are biased against DC, that means DC's really the underdog. However, it might be another reason in the sense that Aquaman had great visual effects when it comes to rendering an underwater society, to look just as good as anything, in any other movie today. But I did recall that earlier in the movie when they did those de-aging effects for like Nicole Kidman, and I forget the actor who played Aquaman's father, you could tell kind of that it was de-aging a bit, that it was visual effects a bit. When in other movies, when they've digitally like de-aged people, it wasn't that obvious. So I'm thinking maybe that's the reason. Although, if that's the only thing wrong with the movie and the rest of it looks really, really good, then, I'd say that they should still put it on the short list. I mean, at least give the movie a nomination. And I'll bet you, like I've said before on Twitter, Aquaman is a movie that had more to do than other movies. It was the first movie, I think, of its kind to realistically and believably have most of it underwater. No other movies had to do that except for Aquaman. It's the first, and I feel a pioneer, and I think they did it really well. But I'll bet you another movie that's coming up in the couple of years, I think, is a live-action, retelling fairy tale of The Little Mermaid by Disney, which will also have to be mostly underwater. And I'll bet you the Academy will probably nominate that movie because it's a Disney movie, which would be such a slap in the face to Aquaman. Now, I'm sure Disney will make the Little Mermaid under the water look great, but they didn't get there first, and Aquaman should have gotten a nomination. I hope that, by calling out, and James Wan's not the only person calling out the Academy for this, other people have been saying it too. So I hope that by the time Aquaman 2 or 3 comes out, they will have realized their mistake and actually do the movie justice and do DC justice and give them a visual effects nomination when they deserve one, and not snub them the way they did this year. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please like it on YouTube and subscribe to the channel because I appreciate your viewership, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.